Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the Chelsea Sharks team announcement presser with Director of Rugby Neil Powell. I see there's only two of you on the call today. I think the other media guys are on leave. So, Marnus and Jan, take the floor.
Wil jy eers gaan, Marnus?
Yeah, okay, I will fire away my best English. It's all the hello Neil, hello everyone.
Hallo Marus, ek nou gedog ons gaan Afrikaans praat vandag, maar it's okay. Let's go English.
No English. I'm actually working on my English, Neil. So actually net on the match with the Bulls. What must the Sharks actually do for a win? And I see you have a lot of the box back. Yeah, you must actually be happy about that, Neil.
Yeah, listen, man, it's always good to be able to select your best available team against the Bulls outfit. Obviously, they're coming to our stadium and to our house, and yeah, we know it's going to be a big physical challenge, and I think spoke about a few things this week that we need to do to obviously be successful. Yeah, so I'm not going to say too much about it because I know the opposition will obviously read the media as well and read things into this. But yeah, I think really good opportunity for us to build a bit of momentum still. Good opportunity for us to get more cohesion in the team. I think just from the game against the Lions, and we said it afterwards as well, I think still a lot of opportunities for us that we missed. So we definitely would like to be a lot more clinical in terms of our opportunities and the opportunities that we want to take, because we also know a quality team like the Bulls will only give you so many opportunities, and it's important to then take those opportunities.
Klaar, Marnus. Neil, ek gaan ook maar my beste Engels vra, want ons gebruik nou maar die video's. Neil, I think given I think there's a prediction of rain tomorrow. Does that factor into the conditions, factor into your planning for the game, given the opposition?
Yeah, good question. I think as far as I know, the rain is clearing up this afternoon and tomorrow morning, and then only come back after the game. So hopefully it will be a clear day and we'll have good conditions to play in. But yes, we obviously need to have a plan for a rainy day as well. So we obviously looking forward and hope that it will be nice and clear and the ball will be dry and that we can play the rugby that we want to play. But it's also important to have that game where it's wet and you got to almost play more test rugby style, where it will be probably a bit more kicking and trying to pin the opposition in their half.
If I may ask, I mean, Durban this time of the year, not that I've been there too often, but I mean, it's usually from now until about April, it's very humid, it's muggy, it's almost as wet as when it's rain. It's almost better when it rains because it hasn't got that sweatiness on the ball.
Yeah, and you're 100% right. It does get humid and the ball does get slippery, and you're rightfully saying it that it's almost better for it to rain and to be that humid and the ball gets the sweat and how slippery it gets. And I think I realized it when I was on loan to the Sharks in January, February, but a lot of years ago, where I don't think out of 10 passes, the fly, I've only got one that was proper. The other ones was either behind him or over his head. So it does get a bit muggy. And I think something that obviously we used to, training in those same conditions, and obviously what we would like to use against opposition teams that will come down to Durban and have to get used to that conditions in a day or two.
Yeah, and I know set pieces are vital because you need to control the tempo and the possession and the territory. But sometimes in these conditions, it's better to play without the ball, play in their half, and just play on defense.
Yeah, again, I think it's important for us to understand the conditions and to play towards the conditions. And again, it's conditions that we know and that we're familiar with training here. So yeah, it's important for us to understand how to manage the game well. I think we did take steps in the right direction over the last few games in terms of how we manage the game and where we play and where we don't play. And I think it's going to be crucial for this weekend as well, depending on the conditions and whether we can have a dry ball, or when it's going to rain and it's going to be a little bit more slippery, or that humidity and when that ball is really getting slippery. So we will have to play the conditions, and we'll have to understand what we need to do to be successful.
Thanks,
Mike?
Neil. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jan. Mike, you can go ahead.
Hi, Neil. Just a general question. So I came in a bit late. I hope it hasn't been asked. Just about what you would expect from a Bulls team coming off that loss to the Stormers. Obviously they targeted that game and they didn't get their result. Just what are you expecting from them coming to Durban now after that loss?
Yeah, I think, hello, Mike. I think you're right. I think they will bring a little bit more because of that loss. I think saving their players in the Heineken Cup to target these two games and then losing the first of the two will definitely hurt them, and they will obviously want to rectify that in this game against us. So they obviously will bring a lot of effort to this game. They will bring a lot of physicality to this game, and they would like to get at least one win out of the two games that they've targeted. So we are obviously aware of it, and I think we've also prepared with that in mind. So hopefully we can have a good result tomorrow.
Manus, you had a question?
Yes, I actually saw that Werner is out. Actually, how long will he be out? And also, what is actually wrong with him, Neil? Please.
Yeah, so he just picked up a knee injury, Marnus. We'll hopefully have him back in that week against Bordeaux. So that will be about 2 to 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks that he's probably going to be out for us, and it's because of a knee injury.
Mike, you can go ahead.
Neil, obviously the year's come to an end now. What would it mean to you and to the players and to the group to conclude kind of a bit of a roller coaster year with 5 wins in a row and go into the new year with on a positive note and with quite a lot of momentum behind you?
Oh, yes, good question, Mike. And I think, sorry, this is Mike. Yeah, Mike. I think, again, it's the middle of the season, so we don't really see it as the end of the year. It's basically part of our season, but I think we feel like we are moving in the right direction. I think there's still a lot that we can do better in our game. And again, we would like to build on last weekend's performance. So I think for us going into this game is just to keep getting better, keep moving in the right direction, and try to take the opportunities that we haven't taken in the Lions game. So very much a case of if you can build that momentum and you can create that flow, it's obviously great, but also very much awareness on complacency, and that the consecutive successes don't almost breed that complacency. So for us, it's all about Saturday. For us, it's all about what we want to achieve, and knowing that we can't just rock up at the game and think everything will go our way, but actually really get stuck in and implement our jobs on the field and making sure that we bring the effort with it.
Mike, you can go with your follow-up. Yes, you can.
Thanks, man. Neil, just a word about Kerwin Bosch. He's, I think before you arrived, he kind of was battling a little bit with form. Then he had that preseason injury, but he seems to have come back with a real attitude and seems to be really upped his game. Your thoughts on Kerwin?
Yeah, listen, I think, and that's credit to the coaches. I think even before that injury in the off-season, pre-season, just having conversations with the coaches, he was in a really good form, and unfortunately he picked up that injury that kept him out of the first part of the season. But they were all positive that he had a really good pre-season and off-season and has done really well. And it's good to see that he's slowly but surely getting back to his best form. And again, like I said, we as individuals and as a team, we would like to get better every single time we get back onto the field. There's still room for improvement for us as a team and for him as an individual as well. And we'll keep chipping away. We'll keep working on the things that we feel like will make him a better player. And I think if there's we said it now out in the captain's run. If there's one area of your game that you feel not that confident in, that it almost influences your whole game. And again, for every single player, not just for Kerwin, we would like to give the guys confidence in all the areas of their individual games to hopefully get that confidence in their overall game.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? If not, thank you, Coach, for your time and all the best. And thank you, media, for yours.